to another episode of Heart to Heart. I'm Tharsh.
I am Joshua.
I'm Lakshmi.
And I'm Taneshh. And today's question is by Taneshh Rao. Taneshh Rao, not Taneshh. Taneshh Rao. This is question. How to impress your crush when she is totally heartbroken with her ex-boyfriend and doesn't want any relationship because she doesn't trust guys anymore?
So basically what Taneshh Rao is saying
Is that
he wants to try to muscle line now
because his crush just broke up.
And she's available basically on the
Yeah.
market and he wants to go and try.
But she's not emotionally available, so he's saying, how do I make that emotionally unavailable
available
to
swipe
available?
right and available.
It will take
Time.
time.
How long? Time. Give me a
depends
proper.
on that person. Sometimes years, sometimes it's up. I mean,
Have you guys heard of this thing where it'll take the number of months?
Yeah,
That was the number of
years we've been together. Then you divide it by number of months.
No, it's like
What?
this. It's like let's say you were like in the relationship for 5 years. This is, I think
Like
I
5
saw
months.
friends.
No.
5
If it's
years.
5 years, you get
they
to
take
spend
5
5
months
months.
to break.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw this in friends.
Like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. That's his theory. But yeah, you were saying.
but I think you like if she just broke up, you really shouldn't like try for her. And you just be there for her as a friend. Like
But you see, that's the thing.
But
You're
that's-
not being there as a friend because you're a friend. You're being there for a friend
But
because
you know
you
what?
want to get somewhere in the
I-
future.
it will eventually, even if she sees that you're very nice and you're always there, she will realize that eventually.
But that's doing it with an intention of, oh, I hope she sees how nice I am.
I am.
No,
And how
that's why I
better
say-
I am than the other
That's
guy.
why you have to be genuine or genuine.
Genuine.
He always corrects me.
Genuine.
From your heart. So, you know
But here's my
But it's hard to
problem.
be genuine. So do what I did, right?
what he did.
So there's this girl who was my best friend, but she was in a relationship with someone, right? So I was first friends with her, but then as time went on, I realized that I really started liking her. But she is in a relationship with someone, right? So blah blah blah. So when she was in the phase where she was sort of gonna break up with that person, I was like, okay, right?
Here's my move.
But I was so conflicted because I'm her best friend. First of all, that's how I started off, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't like I wanted to get together with her the entire time, and then I started going on as a friend. No, I was a friend first. I didn't have feelings for her. Then I started developing feelings for her, which I couldn't help. So I was like, all right. So I know in my mind the guy wasn't treating her well enough, which is never a thing for me.
Every
to
guy
call.
thinks the other girl deserves better.
Yeah, and that's that's why I believe. They were in a point where they were going to break up, etc. Right? In my mind, I thought, okay, he's not treating her well anyway. She's complaining about him to me, right? So he doesn't deserve her, and it's fine if I help her in a way that say things in a way that is going to lead up to a breakup. But it was still very conflicting to me.
So
But
you say things in a way.
no. I didn't say like, okay, break up with him. No. Whatever she talked to me, she was leading towards the breakup part. So I was like, in my mind, I felt like that is right because I tried to think of it like, okay, let's just think of it as a friend. This is how he's treating her. She wants to break up. Should she break up? And I thought to myself, yes, she should. So that's what I said, right? And the thing is that it's never your place to say the guy doesn't deserve this girl. They have the entire relationship. That is something I learned later on, right? So I was like, okay, yeah, I think you should break up, etc., etc. And then when they were gonna break up, and that's when I felt like, yo, you're being an asshole.
Yeah.
You're not being a good friend. You're not being a good friend. And I was like, okay, no, I can't be this asshole. I'd rather take a step back from this whole entire thing than
Let
be an
them sort
asshole
out
friend.
themselves. And
So
then,
so what I did, I went away. Like I didn't talk to her for a while. Like I phased it out, but I didn't talk to her for a while for about 7 months.
Yeah.
Just like that. From being someone who she confided in, I didn't talk to her much for 7 months, and that was like her most toughest period in her life. But I still chose to I knew that if I was there, I'm going to push my agenda of trying to be with her. I'd rather be the asshole friend who took a step back than be the guy who's trying to push my agenda on her, trying to get together with her when she just broke up. I took like a 7-8 months off, and then eventually, slowly, naturally, we started talking again, and then I tried to pursue it.
Okay.
So I mean, I don't know if that's the right thing, but I did that, and I felt like I was going towards the wrong direction, but I stopped myself and I went for the safer route.
Yeah.
I think
Exactly.
maybe you could,
It's good that but it's good that you were self-aware about that.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, like most people would just continue. Like,
correct. Because in your mind, it's like, yo, I'm gonna treat the moment. Yeah, now it might be a bit shady, but the moment we get together, I'm gonna treat her so well, it'll all be made up for, right? But it's not a thing. She's expecting a friend, not
Yeah.
you know.
I
So
also feel like when you have a relationship problem, I mean it's out of the topic. When you have a relationship problem, you shouldn't talk to it to your friends.
Confide, you shouldn't confide in me.
Because every one of them will. I mean, what I went through, every one of them will ask me to break up. But it's so funny how when they are facing it in their relationship, the same thing I'm facing, they don't break up.
Yeah.
Why
Did
is
they
it that-
ask for a break?
No, they actually forgive and fight.
Yeah.
They just fight and then they're over it.
You know,
why is it?
Because it's always easier to give advice.
It's
Advice
always
is
easier
free.
to give advice. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and I 100% agree with
Yeah.
that. That's something I learned also like over time. It's like deal with it in the relationship. Don't talk to
Yes.
anyone.
Correct.
Like because your friends are not your therapists. You know, like they're not your therapists.
And also they just tell you mostly what you want to hear,
Correct.
Yeah.
Most of the time they
For
do
sure.
that.
Yeah.
And another thing, right? This is something I realized very recently, and you see when you initially when you get together with someone, right, you're so hyped up about it, right? You go tell your friends everything, right? Oh, this girl is like this guy is like that, blah blah blah. And then when you go into that comfortable place where there's nothing to go report every single time, you don't mention about your relationship. You don't say, oh, this week we did that, she said this, she said that. You don't do that, right? So you don't really talk about your partner. And then later on when you start having problems, if that's when you confide in your friends, confiding in your friend is not wrong, but you go and confide in your friends when you have problems, because when everything is good, there's nothing to go tell, right?
Yeah.
So when there's a problem, you go tell. So now how would it be on their end is that every time they hear from you
They
about
want
your
to
partner,
always
it's
keep
always a
getting
problem.
problems, yeah.
So you might have, out of 100 days, right, 98 days are good. Only 2 days were bad. But those were the only 2 days that you
They
told your
heard
friend.
about, yeah.
So in their mind, the only times I ever heard about this person is this bad shit. So
That's
for
very
them,
true.
the entire 100 days is
Oh,
bad. That's what they think.
Yes, yeah,
Right? So in that sense, they'll say, like, you know what, you should break up. Because every time I hear from you, you seem to be having a problem.
Yeah.
So it's not wrong on their end also. Because for them,
Yeah.
perception is that it's bad
It's
for
that
you.
generalization you
Every time
make.
you're talking about your
Yeah.
boyfriend, you're telling me all these bad
Problems.
things and your problems, right? So
Yeah.
I think you should break up. But only you know that that's just those 1 days.
Yeah.
So it's not their fault. It's not really your fault, but you should realize this. That's why you should take their advice with a pinch of salt, because you know that they're only advising you based on the problem, but you know the entire story.
Entire story.
But let's
Yeah.
bring it back to the question we have earlier, right? So Taneshh Rao basically is asking.
Yeah. Sorry, we kind of got.
This girl is out of the relationship. She's there, and he wants to impress her, but she's not emotionally available.
Right.
What would be our point of view on it? So
Okay.
my point of view is, at the end of the day, for me, if you really like this girl, you should kind of give her some space.
Correct.
But again, that's my problem. As much as I'm saying this, I'm conflicted because
If you give
I've
her
seen
space-
girls who like they're only available in that small window of
Correct,
not being available, right? And like so you need to like muscle that space and like take your shot at it,
Correct.
because like in the next few, like some people just don't like to be single.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
And I know this, and that's fine. That's completely
Especially
fine.
after they just broke up.
Correct, and people don't like the feeling of, oh, I'm single. So some people just get into a relationship like literally like a month later or whatever, some shorter. So you need that small window of you can go
To
date
be that
someone.
person, right?
Correct. So I get this conflict when he says out in present, because I need to make sure that before I know a filler comes in. But again, that's
Yeah.
the problem.
Yeah, I think you should give it some time, but I think you need to tell her how you feel eventually.
Yeah.
And then that's all you can do, right? You
Yeah.
can't. Yeah.
I would suggest, since you're interested in this girl and if what you have for her is genuine or not, be around her. Because you
Yeah.
always want to be like, hey, I'm around you. Be good friends with her. If she needs you, be there for her. Don't push your agenda so much. You have the time for that. As long as you're around her and etc., you have the time for that. Even if you don't have the time for that, you fear that the chances of you going and telling her about your feelings for her when she's finally okay is a bit risky because some other guy is like also. It doesn't matter. The first and foremost thing should be you have to give her that time.
Yeah.
Right? But just be around her and etc. When you tell her, or if you're really scared, you really have to tell her, let her know that you like her. Let her know that you like her. That's
Yes.
not wrong.
And then
But
give
don't
it time.
say, okay, let's get together. No.
Yeah.
I think what I would do is I would go be upright, upfront.
Correct.
That's
Upfront.
good, and tell her, hey, I know you're just out of a relationship, but now that you're single, I think it's appropriate for me to tell you
That I really
I
like
like you. That being said, I think can just let me know once you think you have the time
To even consider this.
consider, and we go. Until then, please don't do this whole I'll be there for you, give me my
But
shoulder.
in the
Yeah.
But in the question, he said that she doesn't trust guys anymore.
I think that's
Exactly.
just
And that's
a irrational
I think it's a
thing
result of
after
any bad relationship.
breakup,
You just don't
yeah.
end up trusting anyone for that matter.
Correct.
Not guys.
That's why it's important to give them the time to heal and
Exactly.
figure it out,
Yeah.
But I think it's very important for you, now that I think about Tanesh's dilemma, it's very important for him to go and tell this person.
Yes.
It depends how that person is taking it. If that person
Correct.
said, oh wait, Tanesh, I thought you were my brother, I never thought you that way, then that's, then this
Then
person you're bro zone.
you were never
Sorry.
you were never
You're never in consideration.
Yeah, you
But if
never
that
in
person said,
consideration.
I like you, but I've
I need time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just that I don't know about it. I can't
Anything
think
like
of
that?
this right now. I just need time. But obviously understand. You know her situation already,
Yes.
right? Understand. But yeah, if you're really afraid, you can put put out that statement like, hey, listen,
Put it out there. Yeah.
I have feelings for you. That's why I'm close. I want to be close to you. I don't want to mask it in a fake friendship.
Yeah.
Right? I have feelings for you, but I'm not forcing you into anything. I'm not saying, okay, by this time design, no. I just have to let you know but that's why I'm being close to you, etc., etc. And if the person is mature enough, they should be like, okay.
But most importantly, and this is what I see every single time, if a person has broken up with someone, they would probably figure things out again and get back. So there's also that chance of, yes, some people have just taken some break off or broken up. Don't be that dick where, you want to take that chance and say, okay, you're already broken up, I'm going to take it. Maybe they are probably taking some time to sort themselves out. Let them deal with it.
Yeah.
Once she's officially out, you would know this because you would know how she is. Right? Then you make a move. Don't be that person who's like,
Yes.
oh, I know you're
like,
right now.
Yeah, so don't be like, hey, by the way, I just broke up with XXX. Oh, you know what? I really like it. Give it time.
Don't slide in a DM. Just
No. Yeah.
It's a very risky period. You have to give it a little bit of time, but if you give too much of time, you might be out of contention.
Like always remember, karma is a bitch. If you do that to someone, it will be done to you. And I've been there and I've done that, and it's not cool.
And always just remember that if it's meant to happen,
it will happen.
It will happen.
If you go try to master someone's relationship, your relationship will be muscle.
Masuk.
So all the best. Just know that as long as you are genuine with your thoughts and your actions, and you make it clear to that person, usually nothing would go wrong. The only way it can go wrong is if that person is an asshole who can't read a social interaction properly.
Yeah.
Right? In that situation, you never want to be with that kind of people anymore. Yeah. So all the best. Who was it?
Taneshh Rao.
Taneshh Rao. All the best. My namesake.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sending in your questions. We'd love to hear more from you. The link is in the description. Send us all your questions. Don't forget to watch previous episodes of the show. Bye!